Joe Collie.
Oh my God.
I want you to suffer. I want you to beg for my forgiveness so that I can tell you no.
Jesus.
God has a plan. He's working through him, and we are to do our part, to witness and do our part.
Huh? Hello friends. When I tell y'all I could not wait for this day to come for me to watch episode 3 and 4, I'm telling you, this show amazing. Before we start, one of you asked me to go back, and during that potluck they were having, that you could see in a split second someone dropped some food in front of that poor dog. And I went back, and right before, when the priest was talking to our main character that got out of jail, when his friend came over to like rescue him from the priest, in a split second the camera like showed someone dropping a hot dog in front of the dog. And I went back to check to see what Bev was wearing, and Bev was wearing the same floral dress. That's the floral dress you see when the person dropped the food. So this wasn't just an accident that she was like owning the accident in such a villainous way. She actually directly poisoned that dog with a hot dog. And my wish is, whatever monster is eating that cat, please take Bev first. That's all I'm wishing going forward, because no reason to be that freaking heartless. So Vampire Man, Batman, whoever it is, Spider-Man, like, take Bev first, please, for taking Pike away. Anywho, let's get into episode 3. I just wanted to share that because, like, knowing that she intentionally poisoned the dog, like, it puts a little different spin on it, you know? All right, let's do what y'all are here for. Episode 3. And the miracle from last episode, the girl walking again. Shit, boy, I need answers. He seems like an all-around chill guy.
Bless me, Lord, for I have sinned. That's not right. Bless me, Lord, for I am going to sin.
Oh?
Tomorrow morning I'm going to introduce myself to the parish and lie to them about Monsignor John Pruitt.
Oh!
Lie directly and I'll lie by omission. I won't tell them that John Pruitt was a lot sicker than they thought when they sent him on that trip.
Right.
He wandered from his tour group frequently. He spent hours lost in Jerusalem that first day, and that was...
Wow. We're getting so much more story, man. What happened to Monsignor?
Odd senior moment. This was a man in the grips of dementia, more advanced than anyone in the parish had admitted even to themselves. A man who...
Right.
They say he's recovering in a hospital on the mainland, that things may still go back to normal, that he may yet be the same as they remembered.
Why lie, though? Like, that's a very natural thing. Like, having dementia. Is it just because they care about him so much? But still, I think the townspeople deserve the truth if there's no other motive there.
For their benefit, so that when it starts, they'll be ready.
It starts?
For what's to come. For the
Hello?
miracles that are to come.
Get her face out of here, man. What is this little girl feeling right now? She's walking. He's coughing. Ah. It's almost like he just transferred some of his life energy to her or something. And he's having drawbacks. Oh, consequences. Is it vomiting blood or something?
Father? Should I call Dr. Gunning?
Where's she looking at?
It's a miracle. A true miracle. Isn't it? A miracle, I mean?
It's amazing, of course. I mean, her reflexes are weak, but they are there. Had you felt anything? Had you had any sensations prior to this morning?
Ooh, the gunshot.
Even when I couldn't feel them, I could feel them. Like we talked about the
Phantom.
New, nothing different?
No.
Well, you are standing, you are walking. That's the most important thing. I'm very happy for you, Lisa.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it now. If this gets taken from her, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, what they say about energy always being transferred from one form to another, like, it came from somewhere. It might go somewhere too, you know, and if this is taken from her, I'm gonna be pissed. Before I continue, I just thought of this. I just want to send shout out, like, hugs and goodness to Laura. She's a member of our community on Patreon. That last episode really hit home because Laura, like, resonated with that last episode a lot because she kind of shared with us, the community, that about 30 years ago, she got in a terrible, like, accident with someone on their 4th or 5th DUI. And she became, like, paralyzed through that, and how last episode was kind of, like, heavy to watch. So just using this opportunity to send her some love and some hugs and some good vibes. Because, like, I mean, it's one thing to empathize with what we're watching in the show, but for you to have lived through and still living through something similar is another thing. So just using the opportunity to send some love your way and say thank you for sharing that with all of us. All right, let's get back to Lisa.
Standing, you are walking. That's the most important thing.
She's so happy too.
I mean, it's a miracle, isn't it? A real one, like a gospel's real one.
Before today, no. I haven't seen anything like this before today, but now I have. Spinal injuries, they can heal themselves over time. It's exceedingly rare, but it does happen.
Over the years, all the appointments and the specialists and the experimental treatments that we tried.
Truth be told, Sarah, well, we pay rent on a house we used to own. Half the food we eat is bought on SNAP benefits, and
Okay, she's standing, and we're grateful.
Interesting.
Wrong, doesn't it? To interrogate a miracle?
I love what's happening here. You can tell the doctor is, I wouldn't say an atheist, but probably believes more in science than miracles. So she's trying to find, like, a tangible explanation for what's going on, as well as wanting to study it so that what happened to her can happen from other people. But understandably, the parents are like, God did that. God did that. Let's move on. Look at her go. Where's your mom?
Mom?
She went upstairs?
Get up here.
My room is my room.
Yeah, Mom, but not for...
It's different.
You cannot do stairs. You just
room is
can't.
Do you know my daughter, Sarah?
I don't
She's
even know
a
how I'm gonna
doctor.
get you
She
down.
God does not seek glory, not like that. Let's pray.
Girl, get out of here, man.
Steadfast love endures forever to him who owns
Psst, boy.
forever.
Them lingering on his picture in the background. Come on, man. I think he's Monsignor.
Old town's buzzing. Miracle at St. Patrick's. You can have every resident with a bum knee and a head cold in the pews. Wouldn't be surprised if you get a phone call from a reporter on the mainland.
Important thing is Lisa.
Yeah. See, I'm a pretty rational guy, and you know that all our myths, our religions, come from natural occurrences that we can't explain. So I can pretty easily see my way through that.
Good for you.
I can wrap my head around how this body could have been slowly healing this whole time. I can explain all of it, if I'm honest. It's all explainable.
That sounds wonderful, frankly.
Except one thing. You had to know. You had to know that she could walk. I mean, you went back up the stairs. You beckoned her. If she hadn't,
Right.
what would this community have thought of you if she hadn't?
Well, but you did.
And you had to know that.
Okay, what are you asking?
I'm asking, how did you know that?
Right.
I really don't have an answer that's gonna satisfy you. Not you. Or if I told somebody else that I could just feel it as she wheeled past me on that ramp, that I could almost see it, that I could almost hear her voice inside my head. I felt so connected to her at that moment. That might be good enough for someone, but not for you.
Not him.
Is it, Riley Flynn?
I suppose I'd want more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll always wish that I could give you more. Well, that's all I got.
I love that Paul. His name is Paul, right? I love that he's such a calming presence. The way he talks and relates with people, there's not an antagonistic bone in his body. That's why, for me, it's like too good to be true type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he talks, he's so comforting. He's always there for people. Darn near knows the right thing to say at any moment. Kind of like Hannibal, you know? He can be the most comforting person in the room, the perfect 5-star shoulder to cry on. But what he does in the shadows, come on now. Like 2 episodes back to back where like we've seen conversations about belief and faith that can easily turn into a dense, like intense name-calling debate and this and that. And like the way he handles it, so respectful and considerate of the other person on the other side, you know? We could all learn a thing or two from Paul, at least what we know of him so far. I love that they're still doing their meetings.
Do you want me to carry your backpack or something?
Sure. Thanks.
Gentlemen. Everybody witnessing. I'm sure the church will be full. Let me know if any of you have experienced something like this, like a real life miracle that you saw and blew your mind. Like something out of the ordinary. Is it transferring? He feels good. Because grandma was able to climb the stairs as well. Because they were at their building. So it seems like the healing powers is transferring. Shit, boy. Aww. Aww. That's cute. Oh my god. Gonna go visit Miss Teacher. Hey. It's like this the community is turning around. Church is full, boy. Church is full. People are probably coming in from out of town. You know, anytime I say something like this that I'm about to say now, it's just softening the blow for myself and prepping myself. Because, like, this community have been through so much. So much. And they do deserve all this happiness and all this break. The thing is, what is the cost? Like, what is the cost? Like, what are they giving? It's like, what are they giving up for all this? Or what is someone giving up for all this? And this whole montage, like, almost 4 minutes long, is just showing how progressively everything is getting good. Relationships are being built, happiness, we're seeing more smiles. When is something gonna happen? Because it usually does. So I'm just prepping my heart for like when shit hits the fan.
What I do have, though, and what God gives us plentifully are mysteries. God
mysteries.
Gives us miracles very rarely, here and there, but mysteries.
He's good.
To look with awe and wonder and live with staggering honesty, to be guiltless, light as air, to bend softly as the word of God sweeps.
Is he okay?
Tiny dizzy spell. It's past. I'm fine. Sorry. I'm very sorry.
He's not okay. I mean...
Go get Dr. Gunning.
It has to go somewhere.
Saul became a follower of Christ and then became the apostle Paul. It was on this same road outside the city that Monsignor Pruitt, bewildered and confused, wandered from his tour group for the last time. They must not have noticed he was missing. First, his failing mind didn't help him, and out he wandered out into that desert.
Whoever did the carvings, it's amazing. It looks amazing. The relief carvings.
Your heart rate's elevated, and your body temperature is too. It's like your body's fighting a virus, but nothing jumps out as too alarming.
So he's okay then?
He'll live. Just doing my job.
No, it's more than that. You take care of people. Me and your mother, this whole island. You are a comfort to people. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Look at that. He's so kind.
You won't leave a guy alone.
Oh? Who's that?
Hello.
Oh. She just came to visit him?
I'd like to see it if it's here.
No, that's my grandfather's gun. The other one, that one, I threw it into the bay right after I couldn't look at it anymore.
I was walking with my dad.
Oh, God.
Not really going anywhere special. It's just something we did. It's when he'd talk the most to me, so I'd ask him since I was a little girl. And we're walking like any other evening. And then there it is. Like a clap of thunder, and I was just on the ground, but I didn't feel it.
Jeez.
My dad is screaming like an animal. Never heard his voice like that. I never have since, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it at all. And it was when I realized just how much I couldn't feel. That's when I got really scared. I hate you, Joe Colley.
Oh my God.
I want you to suffer. I want you to make those noises my dad made when he put his hand over the bullet hole in my spine. I want you to beg for my forgiveness so that I can tell you no.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Damn right you're sorry.
Jesus.
I came here today. I forgive you.
Oh, man.
I forgive you, Joe Colley.
Oh, man.
I forgive you. And I see you now.
Oh, God.
Whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty. And he who rules his spirit than he who takes the city. That's Proverbs 16:32, Joe. Do you know what Proverbs means? What the book of Proverbs is? It means wisdom. I forgive you, Joe Colley, than anyone can.
Wow. Oh my God. This Mike Flannigan dude never misses when it comes to monologues and speeches. This young lady just gave like Oscar worthy performance right here. That was beautiful, guys. I don't know how else to say that. And I mean, everything she said even prior to saying I forgive you, very valid. Like what you took away from me, like you went through time, took everything that I imagined myself doing in the future, like places I could have gone. So that hate, like, I don't blame her a second for having that. But to see a kid like this have this much wisdom. And a follow-up to this is when I say I grew up religious, but I'm not religious now. And like, it took me years to like deconstruct because like, I'm not religious now. I just believe if I live my life the best way I can, be as kind as possible. And like, if I die today, I'll be proud of everything I did. I'm good with that, you know. But when I say I 1000% support anyone who is religious or spiritual for all the good things it can give them, like a sense of unity, love, guidance, moral compass, like just kindness to others, the golden rule type joint. Like, I supported it. That's what I mean. Like, when I always say, like, if you're religious and you believe in something and it does something good for you, I love it. And seeing her come to that place of forgiveness through the book of Proverbs and what she told him, like, if God can forgive you, like, I can forgive you. If I can forgive you, anyone can forgive you. I love that shit, man. I love that shit 1000%. Because, like, in a sense, she just gave herself new life. And she just gave him new life. Like, telling him the only person standing in your way is you. Come on, dog. That scene was so powerful. Hearing someone you've hurt and you have no business even asking for their forgiveness, like, hearing them say they forgive you, Jesus Christ. That guilt and that self-hate that has been consuming you for years, like, when he started crying, I've been there, dog, doing things to people that, like, you regret your whole life, not just for you, because of how what you did affected them, and you see all they go through and suffer because of what you did, your own carelessness, stupidity, your own greed. Man, yeah, she just gave him new life right here. I love the way she told him Proverbs. You know what that means? Wisdom. She's wise beyond her years, dog.
First one to help calm you down. No one is taking a single thing away. All of the required lessons are still being taught. We haven't touched the curriculum. So we get that off the table right now.
Respectfully, that's not the issue.
I understand. Given your religious affiliation, you might find the fact that your son is interested in the Bible offensive.
Not at all.
I suppose. But I would say that if he is interested in Jesus, why not allow him to learn a little about
That's so not the issue. And thank you for this opportunity to clarify. He knows all about Jesus.
Well, I imagine not quite all.
Muslims.
Girl, shut up. Oh my God, she pisses me off so much. I feel like this video is gonna be long. And this is the other side of the whole faith and religion thing. Just don't pour it on people who don't want it. Like, our country right now is trying to put 10 commandments in every classroom. For fuck's sake. Why? And the fact that she wouldn't let him talk, kind of like putting words in his mouth. Oh my God. Calm down, Frank. You're an adult.
You to consider how you'd feel if you sent your child to a public school
Sheriff.
and they came home with a copy of the Quran, asking about the Prophet Muhammad.
What would you do?
Issue.
Exactly.
If I went around handing out copies of the Quran to the children on this island, purely in the interest of the pursuit of knowledge, I expect you chase me out of town, Miss Keene.
If I may.
And she will.
I wouldn't run you out of town. And it makes me sad that you would think that of me. People of faith, any faith. Well, we're all of the same cloth, cousins, really. And it was never my intention to disrespect anybody, never. In the Sure, I may read an inspiring passage during homeroom from time to time, but I am not evangelizing. I am simply sharing my faith with the children in the hopes that they might be inspired. If we had a Muslim faculty member and they quoted the Quran to the kids, I would be fine with that, so long as the text wasn't offensive, which, forgive me for saying so, a good deal of that text can be at times. That is not an attack, Sheriff. I certainly admit that the Holy Bible, the Old Testament in particular, has passages that are not suitable for children. Invaluable to adults, of course, but I would never read the tale of Lot and his wife to a group of kids. Anything that I quote, I vet beforehand.
It's not actually the point that he's making.
And what is education? If not providing a student with the option to
She is
bona fide miracles happening before our eyes at St. Patrick's. And this community, Sheriff, you should know this, you are responsible for observing this community. This community is in the midst of a full-blown religious revival at the moment. And if the children of this community cannot discuss that in their local school, well, I just don't know what that is.
This is
to her one more minute.
It's like this particular brand of self-righteousness.
And this murdered a dog. Man, get this shit out of here. You murdered a whole dog.
Man, I'm a coward.
Don't do that. Don't talk about yourself like that. If anyone else talked about you like that, I'd
smack them.
kick their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick their ass.
I'd kick it just like this. Oh!
My wife does that to me.
Where have I been? Somewhere dark.
She's back.
But just now, it's like I woke up, and there you are. Am I beautiful?
Oh.
Mom?
Oh, she's back in there. Wow. Her dementia is gone? Or was it dementia she had, or?
Lisa's forgiven you. And I heard your confession today, and God forgave you. Where does that leave?
Yourself?
I guess I'm not as quick to forgive as they are.
All right. What do you think, Riley?
I think I'm not really in a position to say anything to anyone about their drinking.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's bullshit. You've been coming here once a week, sometimes more, if we're honest, isn't it? That's all you have to say? Do you remember that first time? You remember that Riley who walked in here, arms folded, walls up? I remember him. Think about him for a minute. Then talk. Because I think there's something you can say to Joe that I can't, that nobody else can. And that's what this is for. So don't bullshit me. Just do it.
Gotta love a priest that swears. For good reason.
You showed up, Joe. You're here. That's enough. It won't be forever, but for tonight it is. For tonight, it's everything.
That's what I'm talking about, Paul. That was a good meeting.
Only person who ever gave a damn about me was my sister. She left Crockett ages ago. She never understood why I stayed.
Why did you?
I don't know. It just seemed... It just felt too easy to leave. Like, I shouldn't be able to just leave.
Didn't deserve it.
I'm a glutton for punishment. She died a few weeks back.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Her kids buried her on the mainland. She didn't want to come back here, not even in death. I just wish I'd gone to see her. You know, made the effort. I couldn't. I couldn't then. But I think I could now. Well, I'll let you get to it.
Nothing around us changes. Maybe if we work really hard, then maybe we become different.
You grow.
Used to becoming different people. Night, Riley.
I love how this Mike Flannigan dude like gives these human relationships and things they go through so much respect and so much time to breathe in his stories, especially around like dealing with trauma and just becoming a better version of yourself overall. Like, god damn it, like watching Haunting of Hill House, I feel like Steve explained it the most, how like the horrors and the supernatural stuff and all of that, it's just our extreme emotions that we deal with, and like the card's life deals to us. And I love how Mike Flannigan put all these like different issues and conversations into these like out of this world supernatural stories, and you get to feel for these characters. Like after this scene, you know, somewhere in your mind it's not just cut and this character doesn't exist until the next episode, until the next scene. It's like in your head these characters are so real that after these two men just part ways here, like their lives still continue. You know what I mean? Like between the episodes, like after the show is done, it's like they're so real, they're so tangible, you know? And I love that.
I wanted to go to St. Patrick's Sunday just to check it out.
Why?
Everyone from my school goes there, so I just...
No, they don't.
Well, a lot of them do. So I thought it would be cool to go see what it's about.
Interesting conversation this will be.
No, I don't think so.
There's no good reason for me not to.
There's an excellent reason. You're not a Christian.
Well, that wasn't up to me, was it? None of this has been up to me.
Good point.
You didn't ask me if I wanted to be a Muslim.
You are a Muslim.
You didn't ask me if I wanted to move here. It's always been up to you, Dad. You make the decisions, you. But now that we're here, and these things are happening, these...
What things?
You know what things.
Miracles?
It's a miracle, okay? It just is.
No, that isn't how it works, Ali. That isn't how Allah...
I love this conversation, though.
Do you know what it does? What pancreatic cancer does to someone. I never, ever want you to know what she went through. I bear that for both of us. And that's right. She kept her faith. She honored him to her last moment. And if God really worked that way, if he decided that he was going to heal some people and not others, if he chose to spare some and not others, if he handed Lisa Scarborough a miracle but let a child die of a brain tumor across the way on the mainland. No, that's not how it works, Ali. It's not. That's not how God works. No matter how exciting the stories are at St. Patrick's, or the Buddhists, or Scientologists, it's not magic. It's not.
It's always good to know that you're not as alone as you think in the world. I mean, it's always good to know that. I mean, if you've watched my channel a while, you know I talk about my sister and my dad a lot. My sister was much younger, but my dad was very sick before he died. He's been taking drugs, like medicine, for as long as I can remember. And like I grew up very religious Christian, and I had this conversation the other day with one of my editors, because I think he edited the first 2 episodes of this for me. So obviously he watches it to edit it, and we enjoy the shows together and talk about it sometimes. And he's like, "Oh, Frank, you don't believe in miracles?" You know how when you want to answer a question that's complicated and you don't know how to answer that question and you just tell a story? And I told him about how my dad was very sick before he died, and we went to all manner of churches. We went to all manner of like pastors. We even traveled across state lines to go see some miracle working pastors and whatnot. I mean, they prayed for my dad. They laid hands on him. You know, I always remember, I can't forget that memory. It's like a core memory of like coming back from school and my mom telling me that my dad is not here anymore. And everything the sheriff just explained, come on now. Like, why not us? You know, why this? Why them? Why them? Why them? Not trying to take away miracle from anyone, but it's like, why? Like what he just explained with his wife. Like, yeah. So it's good to see that like you're not alone in the like throwing of thought or like thought patterns. Like, come on, man. Come on. And still with that, again, would never like disrespect or disregard anyone who believes, because it's your right to believe. If something is working for you, like who am I to say that thing is wrong? But like I told my editor, in my experience, it hasn't just like worked out that way for me. So that was kind of my response to him. And big respect to him for not just shutting down his kid. Hello?
Seeing things. Oh. Good night.
What was in that window? I can't see anything. Did y'all see anything?
Father?
Oh God, not again. What's wrong with him?
Oh my goodness. Oh my, someone go get the doctor. Why are they just watching him?
Father Paul.
Hello? What?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Hello? What was in there? Mm-mm. This is gonna be right in front of him, isn't it? Why the f am I watching this at night, man? Brace yourself.
From his body, drained from his body, is all of it. Fear, pain, was just drained.
How do you know this? Ugh.
As a hand in the dark, a hand outstretched, stigmata, the wound of the Lord. And from the angel's wrist, the blood of life flowed, and a new word took shape. Drink. Drink. Take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is my blood, with the blood of the new everlasting covenant shed for you and for all, so that sins may be forgiven. These words in the old man's old mind again and again and again and again as he drank.
That is Father Paul. Monseigneur. That's him. That's him.
Decades washed away.
Wow.
Behind him at the entrance of the church. I thought it must have been church. It was an ancient church, hiding an angel behind me. An angel of the Lord, afraid of the light, hiding in shadows, and I beheld. I wept. I knew the journey would be long.
Wow.
But I knew where this angel was needed, and so I'd travel and I'd wait. And the angel would catch up. I'd travel, wait, fear, Lord, fear. That someone would discover it, or that one night it wouldn't be there, it wouldn't fly to me. And when it did, I knew I'd have to hide it. And so I'd hid it, earth, and packed it with antiquities, and I'd leave the rest to God, leave it to God, that I might bring it safely home to the people who needed it most.
Okay.
Oh my God, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, O my God, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess all my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Amen.
Jesus. I knew this was gonna wake up. First of all, I appreciate the end of this show for like lore bombing us. So from what I understood from that whole monologue is obviously that's Monsignor, and he interpreted that fucking demon as an angel, but the demon also gave him life back and gave him youth. And he looked at his environment and found that he was in a church and knelt and kind of worshipped the angel. So from what he said, he goes out to communities that are devastated or at a low point that needs help, and the angel comes and catch up. So he has to do as much good as he can do before the angel catches up, and then he moves to another community doing the Lord's work. This is ripe for a rewatch, so don't worry, I'm gonna check it out again. But I mean, thank God he woke up, because I'm like, it can be done just like that. Like, it can be done just like that. Like, Paul is such a good character. Sorry, like, Monsignor is such a good character.
It's a miracle.
He was dead. You can say it, Sheriff, Mayor.
It's a miracle.
This show, dog. Sorry, no renovation complete at St. Patrick Church. That was him. So is it that nobody could spot the striking resemblance between Paul and Monsignor's like younger photos? Was there not, like, no younger photos of him around town? I mean, clearly on that wall, but it was in black and white and a while ago. Now this episode cooked. Everything from Liz's interaction with the guy that shot her, the whole story of what happened in his what do they call it, when he went to, was it Jerusalem, the cave, and all the lore drop there was amazing. Simply amazing. The whole meeting about the Bible being shared in schools and everything, infuriating as hell. Their AA meeting was amazing and helpful. The sheriff discussion with Ali about their mom. I have so much respect for him for, like, not just shutting his son down and giving him a response that is better than no because I said so. And his son made a lot of good points too. From a teenager's perspective, like, I never get any decision, like, I never wanted to move here and this and this. At the same time, you can tell that, like, the dad was doing what he thought was best for all of them, like, financially. And I mean, they did talk about them having like a racism problem the last place he worked. I love that all the conversations that go on in this show are very nuanced. Like, they give them the respect they need. Everything with Monsignor and Paul, I mean, again, going back to the last couple of episodes, like, dog, how do you know so much about this whole town and everybody, and you remember everybody's names? Like, small detail. I'm like, how much time did Monsignor have to tell you all the backstory of everybody in the town? Granted, it's a small town, but still, come on, man. Amazing reveal. Yeah, just like normal vampires where you get bitten and you stay that way forever, that age. Nah, this one got the fountain of youth in that blood. Take off like 50 years from your joint. So crazy. The last time my hour-long TV show episodes went into 1 hour 30 minutes was Interview with the Vampire. Usually a lot to say about that show. A lot.
A few moments later.
And I ain't gonna waste any more time. Let's go into episode 4.
I keep waiting for all those weird cravings everyone keeps talking about. But so far, it's just cottage cheese and grapes. And
hope that baby is okay.
Is that okay? I thought we weren't supposed to use that too much.
It's okay today. How is movement,
Oh,
Ben?
God.
Lots of fluttering, kicking?
Yeah, like a butterfly with little feet. Not so little, but...
Any difference in the last 24 to 48 hours?
I don't think so. I mean,
Oh,
yesterday.
God. Oh,
I
God.
think I want to know the sex. You can go ahead and tell me. You tell me. Just go ahead.
She just
You had
wants to
any
hear
cramps?
something. Is she empty?
Nothing.
Hello?
I mean it. I see nothing. I mean, there's nothing here.
I don't understand.
Nothing?
I'm just incredibly sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't miscarry.
This is cruel, man.
It seems you have miscarried. You must have miscarried.
I didn't.
She clearly did not.
Where's my baby?
This is the I'm talking about. This video gonna be long, man. Y'all can skip forward if you like. But this is the I'm talking about with Lisa that just got her mobility back. I'm like, What if she loses it? That's gonna be heart-wrenching. And sure enough, first scene of this next episode, Theo is losing her baby. Vanished. This is not fair. Because dog, it has to come at a cost. All these miracles and stuff happening obviously showed that like it was taking Paul's life. Because he died. And when he resurrected, did he take someone else's life in the community? Did he take the baby's life? I mean, even in Christian theology, like Jesus had to give his life for all the sins of the world, you know, like something gotta give. That was cruel, man. I wouldn't say needlessly cruel because it's a story and we all know Mike Flannigan is an excellent chef, so but cruel all the same. The look on her face, like, where's my baby? 4. I like that though. There are 2 4s in it, and this is episode 4. So I think that was on purpose, and I like it.
How is he?
Not sure.
It's incredible how the scales fall from our eyes, isn't it? Did Dolly and Wade finally head home?
Mm-hmm.
Good. They need sleep. We all need sleep. Day's just starting. How's he doing? Does he have a fever? Is he eating?
I didn't. Well, I didn't get too close. None of us did. All 3 of us, we were a little scared shitless, truth be told.
Lord, why is it so dark in here?
Because he's a demon.
You have to eat up.
I will. It's just not right now.
What's her angle, man? I don't trust her.
I feel everything that is happening here is a matter of faith, not science. Don't want to cloud this area with any doubt.
Convenient.
Something is happening, shifting inside of me. I remember when I was younger, I experienced times of great spiritual growth, but it's nothing like this. It's like I can feel God move inside me. I think I should be left alone for the rest of the day to pray.
Boy, that is mad suspicious, dog.
Jesus revealed himself slowly after the resurrection, but what a wonderful revelation it will be to know their own dear Monsignor Pruitt was restored by an angel of God. Think about it.
It will be.
She is.
There's no other kind, is there?
And you know what? I love that, like, they set the tone for her quick. She killed a dog intentionally. I don't know how much more villainous. One would say it's 2 on the nose. How much of, like, a devil you are. So whatever she's trying to do, even if it seems good or pure on the outside, there's ulterior motives. 1000%. Is that where vampire you? Hell is that? Ah, the sun burning. The blood is cooking under the sun?
Live rested from me, evil women. Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou.
He's not the bat, is he? Because the bat is like a different entity altogether. Ouch. I was squeezing that shit so hard. Let's go and drink it, huh? What the actual fuck, man? Ah! He's healing. That's what he needs for sustenance.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, for sinners now.
And I'm sure now he'll be able to go into the sun. So is he gonna go find someone to feed on?
Sarah let me in. She said that you... No, you're feeling better.
She called him John.
Well, truly I say to you, if you have faith and never doubt, even if you say to this mountain, be taken up and cast into the sea, it will be done. With God, all things are possible.
Because she's old enough to recognize how Monsignor looked when he was younger. So that's his name, John.
And I saw you at my bedside. So young.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is a dream. But if it is, we're all having it. All
Dog.
So much to tell you.
This is so cute because I'm sure even before he left for his pilgrimage, he was already like losing his mind, so he wasn't himself. And I'm sure longer than that, she has had her own, is it amnesia? So it's like this is both of them being whole, seeing each other for the first time, that they're actually like their self with all their memories and everything. So the way they're giggling and holding each other's hand is like old friends seeing each other after like decades, in a sense. Wow.
What happens when we die, Riley?
I don't know. And I don't trust anyone who tells us they do, but I can speak for myself, I guess.
And speak for yourself. What happens when you die?
You go to the good place.
When I shut down, all at once or gradually, my breathing stops, my heart stops beating. Clinical death. And a bit later, like 5 whole minutes later, my brain cells start dying. But in the meantime, in between, maybe my brain releases a flood of DMT. It's a psychedelic drug released when we dream, so I dream. I dream bigger than I have ever dreamed before because it's all of it, just the last dump of DMT all at once, and my neurons are firing, and I'm seeing this firework display of memories and imagination, and I am just tripping. What happens when you die?
Speaking for myself.
Speak for yourself.
That was beautiful, by the way.
I'm not the one that died today.
Littlefoot.
She was never awake. When she came down into this little body, this just forming little body, it was asleep. So all she ever knew was dreaming. She only ever dreamed. She didn't even have a name. And then in her sleep, that perfect little spirit just lifted up. Because God didn't send her to suffer through a life on earth, no. This one, this special little soul, God just sent her down here to sleep. Just a little nap, a quick dream. And then he called her back. He wanted her back. And so she went back. Same as she floated down, she rose up above the earth, past all the souls in the atmosphere and all the stars in the sky, and then into a light so bright. She's wrapped in a feeling of love. Just pure, amazing love. Of course she is. She's pure. She has never sinned. She never hurt a single living thing, not even an ant. And she's not alone. She's home. And there are people there, and she doesn't know it, but they're her family. Her grandfather and her great-grandfather, and they love her, and they name her.
Oh,
And then when
God.
God reaches down and kisses her head, and the second he says her name, she grows up.
My heart goes out to all the moms who have experienced miscarriages and all the fathers and partners who were there to experience it with them too and get through it. Cause dog, like, that's literally a part of you that died. Like, literally. They were growing inside you. Again, this Mike Flannigan dude, man, he knows how to... Oof. Yes, they know what they're doing in this show. Yes, there's a lot of like conversations of like pathology and faith, beliefs, and everything in this show, and atheists and this and that. But I love that more than any scene so far, both perspectives, he gives them the respect that they desire. People that have more grounded science-based belief on what happened after we're dead, and like people who like believe what they believe from like religious text and you know how they were brought up. And I love that he gives both sides like respect, because they both had their long one take slow zoom monologues about it, and I absolutely adore that. Absolutely. That is heaven. I love that they're there for each other.
Out of this day, be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide, angels guard my guardian dear to counsel of kids be here. Out of this day, be at my side, light and guard, to rule my guardian dear to.
Oh, earlier in last episode, when he told the altar boys to leave the room, he was pouring something into the drink, into the communion that everyone drinks. And now I'm wondering, is that how everybody has been getting healed? Because at first I thought it's just because he healed Lisa, and then she went to the doctor's house. So that's how the doctor's mom also got killed. It's kind of like a Bluetooth connecting all of them together. But now it could be the communion, because everybody's taking the communion. What, is he putting his blood inside? The vampire's blood that healed him? Oh, the same blood he sucked out of his hand and healed him? Hello? Am I cooking? Don't confirm.
Why would you come? Need to look up.
Why won't you come?
Father, I've been there. I can tell you that.
Oh, you haven't, my boy.
I'm not really feeling myself today, and I am at a bit of a loss.
He just noticed.
Well, that's uncanny, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
You could be his son. You know, there was a rumor when I was a kid that the old man wasn't exactly celibate. I mean...
Please, nothing should happen to Joe. I love Joe way too much.
I'll see you tomorrow at the meeting.
Hey, wait, Joe.
Oh, no.
I'm proud of you, Joe.
Thanks, Father.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting anyone, but I'm proud of you, and I'm glad that you found strength today. Because I know that compulsion, that hunger, and I know how hard it is to fight against.
Joe, run.
So I'm proud of you. God is proud of you.
Run, Joe.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Run, Joe. Sniffing him?
Yeah. Stop it!
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you?
Oh my God, Joe. This is gonna drink his blood. Oh my God, Joe. Imagine that being your fucking last moments, the last thing you see. What are we doing, man? Man, the moment Joe came there, man, I'm like... Cause like, I know he himself is not the Bat. He's not Batman, cause like, well, cause from the tomb at the desert, he was separate, Batman was separate, and Batman is roaming the island. Man, Joe, man. I'll say Joe went out as a champion. Like, he went out, I mean, everything with Lisa, the last episode, I feel like his heart was at a better place. I feel like he was proud of himself that day. He went on that whole day without taking a drop of booze, and he was proud of himself. Man, R.I.P. Joe. Why wasn't it Bev? Y'all, don't judge me, man. I'm human.
I understand you're curious. I will not tell my son not to look for God. Son, Ollie, we already have him.
Thank you, Dad. I know this isn't easy for you, so thank you.
God, I love them. I love this conversation a lot. Because, I mean, going back to what little homie said about, like, I did not choose this. I had no say in this. Like, coming in. Yeah, it's something to think about, man. Because, like, if I'm going to have kids someday, you're going to want to raise them with somewhat of the same values you have, or at least give them a guardrail to kind of know how to think critically about all the information they get and make that decision on their own. But sometimes I think it's better, easier said than done. But yeah, you could tell that like the sheriff, he wants his kid to be curious and he don't want to like shut him down. I'm sure part of him is like wants his son to remain Muslims and have their core beliefs. There might be another element of, hey son, it's just me and you in this town. You know, it's just us. Like we should stick together, or like, you know what I mean? So I feel him on both sides and I respect him for like letting his son go look elsewhere. Because like these conversations he's having with Ali could go a different way that would like shatter their relationship going forward. And I like what he said, like, you're looking for God, like we already have him. But I'm not going to stop you from looking for that somewhere else for your curiosity. I think she's gonna see some shit and cover it up. Cause she a snake. What was in the box? What was in the trunk from episode 1?
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Hush. No, you don't have to say a thing. Not you. Not to me. We've got to...
Get rid of the body?
We've got to...
Say it.
Get you cleaned up. Get you to the church.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Okay. Lord. Okay.
See, I knew there was good reason I never trusted you. There's no fight, there's no flight, there's no frozen in place. Just go with the program. Let's clean you up and get you to church. Hello, he socked that man's head. I knew she was gonna help cover up. I mean, all the shady things they've been listing that she does, laundering money, the rec center, and she sees, okay, seeing him covered in blood with his mouth, clearly siphoned blood off that guy, was not enough. Seeing his flesh burn under the sun, still not enough. That's not weird. Let's take it up a notch.
Here's what we're gonna do.
I gotta give it to her. She's a ride or die though. Like if you go to war, you need Bev. The same way Steph Curry needs Draymond Green. You need a Bev to ride with you, cause literally ride or die. So I'll give that to her. Calm and collected. That guy knows something is off.
I think we'll have to cancel Mass. Father Paul is bouncing back from a stomach bug. Poor thing. I just had to physically restrain.
They know something is
Put him
off.
to bed. He was so determined to be here. He'll be back on his feet in just no time at all. Wrap it up in the carpet. Put it in your truck. Take it to one of the empty houses on the West Bank. Do it now while most of the island is at church. And then tonight, late, tie an anchor to it and drop it 5 miles out.
It.
Yes, Wade, what would you like to say?
I mean, we're not really just that's Joe Colley. Man,
Right, so that's a person.
This is. What the hell did you do?
Hello?
The man who acts presumptuously by not obeying the priest who stands to minister there before the Lord your God, that man shall die. Deuteronomy.
That is some diabolical, dubious doctrine right there. That's some Call the police. She smacked the shit out of him too. And they didn't hide she didn't hide the priest or anything, so now 3 of them know. And the way she said tie it and dump it, come on, Monsignor, she should have been number 1 on the list. She hangs out with you the most.
This is Joe Colley. This isn't Ed Flynn or Lisa Scarborough or you, Wade. This is the man that put your daughter in a wheelchair.
Jesus.
Tell them why you did what you did.
What?
Something came over me. I don't.
Because something moved through you. You forget. Wade, you forget. Our Lord is a warrior, and so are his angels.
Huh?
God has a plan. He's working through him, and we are to do our part, to witness and do our part. And do not think that I have come to bring peace. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. It was Jesus who said that. Jesus Christ himself. So if you want to question him, now wait, if you want to pick and choose which one of his works are palatable to you, return all his graces to sender then, and let your little girl sit back down in that wheelchair. But do not cherry pick the glories of God.
The manipulation is crazy. This is pure cult shit. Pure. Like when people say it like religious extremists. And again, I love the nuance Mike Flannigan and the writers bring into this, because they're showing us all the sides of the religion. Not all the sides of the religion. How man has like skewed like the preachings in that book. It's kind of like the sheriff said earlier, right? How it takes someone with enough charisma and someone with enough boldness to twist and manipulate scripture and just say horse shit that the massive would believe. He says it with so much confidence and so much vigor. If this works, I'll be stunned if this works. And she told him, don't cherry pick his blessing if you don't want your daughter to end up in a wheelchair. Nah, man. First it was his dog, now him.
I know, I lost the baby.
No, I mean, your HCG levels are normal.
Okay.
And even after a miscarriage, they'd stay elevated 6 weeks or so.
All right, I didn't have, there was no evidence of miscarriage.
Jesus.
I don't see any evidence you were pregnant at all.
I had an ultrasound.
Look, I don't know anything about that. I'm just looking at your tests.
I heard the heartbeat many times. I saw her move. I saw her sucking her thumb.
I am happy to call your doctor on the island, and maybe she'll share some of her... but your body isn't the body of a woman who's been pregnant. It just isn't.
Oh, my days.
Not according to your blood or your body. And the human body, it can't, well... It just can't pull a ripcord on something like that and pretend nothing happened. It's just not possible. I was wondering if perhaps we could arrange for you to speak with someone in our psych department.
Who's gonna believe her? I mean, it's one thing to go through loss. It's another to not have any evidence or anything to remember it. This is fucking cruel. I'll keep saying it. This is one of these things where like this universe is gaslighting the out of her, and she's just like, was I dreaming this last couple of months? All the morning sickness, all the like feeling achy every day, the cramps, the kicking, the evening sickness. And of course, I don't blame the doctor for like asking if she wants to see someone in the psych department. This is cruel. This is insane.
We must trust in the Lord with our whole heart.
Boy.
And not rely on our own insights.
You're sucking people's brain.
Give ourselves over, maybe for a moment. Stop presuming to know the reason, to understand the meaning. Sometimes it's okay to just look at the world and say, why? I don't understand. And I will not. Yeah, sometimes that's okay.
So obviously you guys watching this reaction, you have more context with having finishing the episode. Right now where I am, I'm thinking, can we even consider Monsignor a victim? Because he did wander into the cave, unfortunately, and got attacked by Batman. However, Batman also gave him his sanity back and his youth back. He interpreted all that as like divine intervention from God and saw Batman like an angel. So is he just continuously doing this because he feels like he's just doing his part in God's name? Because we do see him struggling, like almost look like a transformation is about to happen. He's screaming and he can't get into the light. So yeah, can we call him a victim, or he's just also lost in the sauce? Cause boy, I never seen anywhere in the Bible where an angel suck blood out of your neck.
No, Joe isn't joining us today, actually.
No, please don't tell me he fell off. I don't know why, I just really wanted this to work for him. Like, I really...
It did.
No. I actually saw him yesterday. He was doing well. He was proud of himself. I know he's off island today, visiting his sister, I think. He's not sure when he's going to be back.
His sister?
Yeah, that's right.
She's dead, but you didn't know that.
Oh.
So, shall we begin with Serenity? I'm sure he'll grace us next week.
So he knows that Joe's sister is dead. So is he just thinking that's just an excuse for Joe to get out of town and go do his vices or something? Because he looks like disappointed right here when he got that response. It could be that, or he's just suspicious, like, what do you mean he went to visit his sister? Like, she's dead. I thought he was gonna take it as like maybe he's visiting her grave because of how he told him that like he can now. But yeah, I'm finding it hard to interpret which one of those that look from him is, or maybe he's just open to interpretation till we get like further information.
He's a liar, Mom. Father Paul. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's hope. And maybe there's something for me, and maybe there's God and miracles. I don't know. But I know one thing. Just one thing for a fact. Father Paul lied to me tonight. So believe and pray for me. But just please be careful. That's all I ask.
Man.
Please. Where are you?
The juice is empty.
We've got some. Come through here. Everything's gonna be by a second.
Oh! Come refill the juice. So he's wearing Monsignor's old outfit. Yep, that's the juice. Gus, do you believe this shit? My God.
Sister.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't go to the rec center. Don't go. You okay, man? Don't go to the... Who the f*** is that? Yeah. Explain, father. Jesus. Please, not him. What the hell? What the hell? Yeah, this show is just too cruel, man. Regardless of what I think about like Riley's mom from that last scene, again, like for some of them, can you blame them? Answer is yes. But I'm just trying to get to the point that like when things like this start happening, signs and wonders and stuff like that, it reinforces people's beliefs, both good and bad. People who are racist or don't f with like other people's religions or respect other people's religions, when our priests start doing signs and wonders, oh yeah, it's gonna put more winds in the hate sails that, oh, come over here, we're superior, we're better, we're supreme than that side. I mean, what mom said about Ali going to church, like I thought Gus was throwing up. I'm like, yo, he's just licking very loud. All the good things happening in the island reinforces a lot of like biases. Is like negative reinforcement. This episode is cracked. These last 2 episodes we just watched. R.I.P. Joe, you deserved better, man. You and your dog Pike deserved better. Oh my goodness, Bev in this last 2 episodes. Oh my God. And Theo's story of her baby just vanishing, and I love that scene of her and Riley talking about what happens when they die or when their baby die. I think that was beautiful. So Riley's just gonna die and John closed the door behind him. My God. Thank you all for watching me ramble. But yeah, y'all have a good night, good morning, good afternoon whenever you see this.